Good morning, everyone. Happy Labor Day weekend. Welcome. Welcome to CSL Greater Boston to our Sunday service and celebration. I'm Gina. I am blessed to be the spiritual director of this beautiful community. It is a loving community, and know that we are sending love right here, right now, within this oneness to you. What we practice is a science of mind, and what that is the culmination of philosophy, religion, and science. So a little bit of each so that we can live life the way that we choose it. I love this quote from Ernest Holmes, and I wanted to share it. The science of mind is not a special revelation of anything individual. It is rather the culmination of all revelations. We take the good wherever we find it, making it our own insofar as we understand it. The realization that good is universal and that as much good as any individual can incorporate in this life is his or hers to use, is what constitutes the science of mind and spirit. So that tells you who and what we are. And I am knowing that right here and right now, we are claiming all the good imaginable. We are talking today about work, good work. What does that mean? And that's what we're going to be bringing forth. But before we go into that, I am blessed we have a song, and then I have someone new to introduce. So we are so grateful that you're here this morning. Know that we are excited, and there's a fun message and music coming up. And we're going to start off with Amazing Things by Michael Gott.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. The places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings, and you will do amazing. You don't have to work it out, just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
Yes, you will. You will do amazing things. And as we speak today about the wonderful topic of good work, what does that mean? How do we keep it fun? What does it look like? Why is it important? We're going to talk a little bit about all aspects of it. And before we do that, we're going to bring in a practitioner that we are blessed to have here. Rose is here from Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. And she is a practitioner there, and she is going to be doing our invocation and holding the space for us. And we are so grateful to have you here with us today. Welcome, welcome to CSL Greater Boston, and thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Gina. There's a beautiful song, We Are All Amazing. So I invite you to take a moment just to breathe and just a slow breath in, a slow breath out, leaving behind what was and what will be, so that you can be here right now, all of you. And this is what I know to be true, is that there is only one source, and that amazing presence is good, divinely good, divine love. It is everywhere, in everything. It is. Its nature is one of comfort and joy and beauty and abundance. And this creative intelligence is here right now. And I know that blessing, the blessing of knowing that, I am grateful for. And I know that this amazing presence is all around me and flows through me. And it's all around everyone who's listening today and flowing through you. I know this amazing presence is there for us as we open our minds and we open our hearts to our awareness of it. And I am say blessings to Gina as she speaks her word today, talking about good work. Only good is the truth. Only good is the truth. And I'm grateful. I am so amazingly grateful for everything that is here now. This center for Gina, for the music we heard, for all of your presence. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Rose. It is a blessing to have you here. And we look forward to you joining us more often. Thanks so much. And now we have our sacred reading. And that is going to be our beloved co-chair of our Leadership Council, Karen, is going to be doing a sacred reading for us this morning.
Good morning. Rose, thank you for that beautiful prayer. That was beautiful. The reading this morning comes from How to Change Your Life by Ernest Holmes. And it's talking about the joy of right action. From the mental equivalent part of our endeavor, we now move to the right action part, for there is work to be done. Surely the first part, establishing the mental equivalent, is of prime importance. For unless you had chosen your good and declared it, there would be nothing from which to expect returns. Still, if you do not give it continuous attention, you cannot expect a very significant return, but you will be so thrilled by what you do see developing and by the satisfaction that always comes from achievement that the process will not seem difficult. In fact, it really is a pleasure, and you are richly repaid for all you do. So the good you have chosen and planted in the realm of cause requires definite action on your part, and it needs to be right action too. God does for us what he does through us is a truth of such importance that we can never afford to ignore it. God helps those who help themselves is but another way of putting it. Everything you can do objectively to promote this chosen good is, of course, what you are going to be doing. Anything less would be childish and infantile. You don't expect to get anything without paying the right price for it. That price in the objective world usually consists of good work, systematic study, personal development, or any concrete action that represents your part in the transaction. When you planted your garden, you knew it would require tending all summer. Now you have planted some great, sincere, worthy desire in the realm of cause, and you must likewise be sincerely willing and eager to do your objective part so it will develop for you. This is right action. This is works. Faith without works, as the Bible said, is dead. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Karen. I love that. The joy of right action. You couldn't have picked a better topic. Like it just falls in place. She knew very little about what the topic was other than work, good work. And it's amazing to me how perfect it is. We are live and we would love to hear from you. So we thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, even just tell us that you say hello, say good morning. We'd love to know you're there. And we're going to, before I go into the message, we're going to play another song. And one of the lines that Karen mentioned from our beloved Ernest Holmes is, God does for us through us. And the song I'm playing is I Am the Place Where God Shows Up. So again, there's only one.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. meeting. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we are the place, where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place.
So our theme for this year is living an everyday wonder. And this month it is everyday wonder through work. So how are we showing up? What does that look like when it comes to our work life? When you think about it, it is absolutely the majority of our time for most of us. We spend, unfortunately, more waking hours there than anywhere for some of us. And some people love it and some people don't. So what does that mean? Good morning, Maria. Great to have you here with us. And yes, that message, that reading from Karen was amazing. Thank you for being here with us. So when we think about work, what does it mean to us? What does it look like? Well, let's start with the word. Ernest Holmes says, the starting point of all creation is the word of spirit. The word is the concept, idea, image, thought of God. It is the self-knowing mind speaking itself into manifestation. The word back of everything is its initial cause. So the word, the thing itself, is a creation. So when I ask you, what does the word work mean to you? I mean that. When I say that word, what does it conjure up in you? You know, some people initially go to that, well, if it's work, it's got to be hard. It's got to be difficult. What does that mean? What does that look like? And for a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff that's tied into that. So I want to ask you, what does it mean to you? I went to the dictionary, of course, and work is defined as activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. Okay. And the second one was a task or tasks to be undertaken, something a person or thing has to do. So it's a have to. Work is a have to. And there's often an association of something difficult. So if we look at life as difficult, the word itself will mean something to us. So if we say, well, I have to go to work, we're implying to ourselves that it's going to be tough and we're not going to like it, then we're not going to. We are creating what it is. You know, Spirit does for us, through us, but we're the ones that are deciding. We are setting that intention with our word, with our thoughts. We are creating that atmosphere. So how do we do that in a different way? How do we allow ourselves to open up and create? Well, it starts by maybe the word or the intention we choose. Vocation, according to Webster's Online, is a strong feeling of suitability for a particular career or occupation. So there's a feeling in there, and it suits us. The second one, a person's employment or main occupation, especially regarded as particularly worthy and requiring great dedication. So her vocation as a poet. And the third, a trade or a profession. Now we hear a difference, a big difference between the word work and vocation. To me, it's the difference between a calling and a have to. See, we are here on purpose, for a purpose, with purpose. And we're going to talk a lot about that this month in different ways. We get to be here. Thank you, Raul, for being here. It's wonderful to see you. So we get to be here and we get to choose. Am I living my calling? Am I living the way and the manner that I choose to? Or is it something that I'm just going through life and doing the next thing, the next thing, the next thing? Confucius says if you choose a job you love, you will not have to work a day in your life. It's the manner in which we step into life itself and how we get to enjoy it or not. If you're going to spend so much time there, you might as well choose something you like. Now, it doesn't mean you like all aspects of it, but what is the intention you're going somewhere with? If I go because it's for a paycheck, then I will have no dedication. I will be watching the clock and I'll just get by. But if I'm going there to give the gifts that I have, it's a completely different thing. If I'm setting my intention to share what I'm called to do, there's a different feeling in that. Byron Sherwin said, each of us is an artist, commissioned to create one great work of art during our lifetime. And that work of art is our own life. So we are creating this life of ours. You are creating it. You are choosing how you show up in the world. But you're also choosing where you show up in the world. We each have something within us that calls to us. Some of us pay attention, some of us don't. I've known many people that knew they were meant to be a chef and they never took that leap, or always wanted to write a book but never felt confident enough. There's a lot of callings that people have that they never listen to, whether it's safety or security or somebody told them that they would, should, couldn't, whatever it may be. It's not the truth. It's just the story. So it's important that we know that we are living a life in a different way than when we were a kid, if we had to go to school, sometimes we didn't like it, but you had to. It was what you had to do. If you really look at the world, we get to. There's plenty of places in the world that would love the opportunity for free education. And here we have it. So it's the manner in which we use it. Especially college. There's a lot of countries that you have to be in the top 10 or 15% of students in order to even go forward after high school level. We get the opportunity to be anything we choose in this country. And it's about making the most of that and living that. I've been a life coach for over 20 years. And at this point, it's one of those things that makes me laugh. It's, we get to choose what we do. If you're not happy, you can choose again. You are creating your life. Sometimes we look at what we do and we minimize it. And I want to really be mindful about this. I want us to look at what we do in life, what our roles are in life, the different hats that we wear, the different parts of life. Being a parent and being a good parent, that's a calling. It can be very hard work to raise children, especially today, to keep them off the parts of the internet they shouldn't be on, to teach them what they need to know and show them how to shine light in the good parts, not just pay attention to what's screaming at us on the news. Show them the good in people and how to be that, how to bring that out in them, to show them who they really are and to live for their dreams and to be in that space. There's a lot that goes along with that. That's a calling. We often just take it for granted as a part of life. That's a huge part of life. There are volunteer jobs. There are things, sacred service. The people that are here helping this morning. That's also a calling. That's something you give. That's a part of you. It's work that you're doing, but it's sacred. Now, Brother Lawrence, who is just amazing, wrote this book, and it's the practice of the presence of God. And he said, we ought not to be weary of doing little things for the love of God, who regards not the greatness of the work, but the love with which it is performed. See, Brother Lawrence, in his book, talks about how to be in that place of communion with Spirit. Everything can be a meditation practice. We know a walk in the woods, just paying attention to nature, can absolutely be a type of meditation. But at the same time, anything can be. There are people that don't like to wash dishes. But if you are present in the moment, appreciating the fact that not only do you have a home and dishes, but you just ate on these dishes. So you had enough food to eat. You have a home that you're keeping for the case of just to be in the beautiful nature of this space. You are cleaning these plates with water out of a tap that a good portion of the world doesn't have. And if you're just present in all of the gifts that go along with that, all of a sudden the task doesn't feel like a task anymore. We get the choice, the intention of whatever it is we do. There's a big difference between have to and get to. So when we look at our lives, how are we looking at it? There's a lot of different jobs out there, and they are all important. We are honoring a few in the background today, you can see. Of course, a doctor, can help save a life. A fireman or a firewoman or a police officer. These are people that we know that they can put themselves in harm's way to save us. A plumber. We definitely need that for the running water. A builder for the house that we live in. There are some things that, of course, we look at and we see it as noble. We see it in a different light sometimes. But I have to say, to me, the most significant people, it had nothing to do with the job they were in. It wasn't because it was prestigious. The impact they made on me was because who they were. The impact they made on others was because of who they were. My father-in-law, he was a welder for over 30 years. He showed up one day and there was a lock on the door. Showed up for work one morning and they were closed. And he's like, well, what do I do now? And, he didn't have a whole lot of different, background in education. He was a welder. And he ended up becoming a custodian at a small local school. And, some people can look at it however they look at it. But he had such a spirit that the kids loved him. The teachers loved him. He was so beloved. He was the only one in the school. He worked his butt off, but he was so loved. They actually had twice, they did it, 2 different years. They had a ceremony to honor him. The entire school came into the gymnasium and they spray painted. One year it was a plunger, gold, and another year it was actually a broom. And they spray painted them, and it was Mr. Mike Day. Now you may say, well, this man's a custodian, but yes, he absolutely was. And they had gift cards for him. Every Christmas, parents would pull up with all kinds of treats and chocolates and gift cards. He made that much of an impact, not only on the teachers and faculty, but the students, that the parents acknowledged them every day. It's not about the job he did. It's how he showed up in it. My mom had a barber shop, and it was a corner, like a little, inner city barber shop with the old porcelain chairs. And, later in life, she was a bookkeeper and then decided, no, I want to be a barber. I always wanted to cut hair. So she did it. And this was, 35 years ago, when that a lot of women wouldn't have done that. So she went to barber school as a single mom, and she worked two jobs while she went through barber school to show up and be what she chose to be in the world. She never made much money, but there was never a time that I saw my grandparents more proud in their lives as when she cut that ribbon of her own business, which my grandfather had always wanted for himself. So here he was honoring my mom. He was so proud. But the best part about it wasn't just that she created this for herself and loved being there, loved what she created. Her the neighborhood loved her. It was the place that everybody went to and hung out. It was so full all of the time, for customers, of course, but also just people would come by and say hello. She always had coffee going. She always had, water in the fridge. It was always waiting for people. They were always welcome and felt love when they walked in that space. And, she may not have made a ton of money, but she was so loved and appreciated. And she knew it. She made the difference in a lot of people's lives. She actually had to have a sign made for the front window that said how many people were waiting. Because the place would be so full, people assumed, they weren't going to get a haircut if they walked in there. There might have only been one person waiting and 8 people in the place, because it was such a fun place to be and everyone was welcome. Whatever you do in life, it's about doing it with that much love. Think about the people that matter the most to you, some of the marks that have been made on your life. It may not be the flashiest of jobs. It may not be, the job that you would have thought would have. You think of your teachers. Usually, most people have at least one teacher that took the time for them. Think about the difference that one good teacher can make. When you look at a student and see their potential and tell them about it, tell them what you see in them. It's not easy for teachers, especially these days. And it is a calling, it is a love, it is a passion, it's a vocation. And they do it from the bottom of their hearts. A lot of them bring in their own supplies. I'm a true believer that Spirit provides when we allow. What is the intention behind it all? There's a lot more ways to have income than just your job. Spirit has ways to flow other than that. So yes, that may be the job, but there are other ways that can come into your life. The abundance flows in a myriad of ways. So it's allowing that. Don't minimize your choices by what you think. So you want to write a book and people say, well, there's no money in that. What if that's the bestseller that would have changed your life and so many other people's? You are here to tell a story. And Wayne Dyer, one of the quotes I love is, don't die with the music still in you. You get a choice. We can create a life that honors the work that we do. And that's our intention and our mindset, to be in this place of knowing when I step in, I am showing up as Spirit for everyone that I meet. To show up and know that, kindness and love, that is my first vocation. No matter where I am, the integrity that I choose to show up in. It's so important that we make the time and we really ask ourselves, what do I choose to leave as my thumbprint on the world? What do I choose to create in this life? And I love, Socrates said, wonder is the beginning of wisdom. Absolutely, the beginning of wisdom. And that's great. It's important. We can sit there and we can be in this place and wisdom comes. I love this one even more. Wonder is the starter kit for innovation. Tara Lemon. So at that point, we not only get the opportunity to say, what do I want? But we let the universe work through us to create it. New ideas, new ways. You know how many people told Edison that he couldn't create a light bulb? Because a light bulb had not existed. So why would anybody think that they could create it on their own? The Wright brothers. Everyone thought they were crazy. You'd never fly. And now you can go anywhere in the world anytime. All of these things were ideas first. And those ideas and that wonder turned into innovation of the how to. Spirit is flowing through you. You have the wonder of the universe. You don't have to know how. If there's one thing that we learn, the word itself is spirit. We declare it, we know it, that's our part. The how is the law. That's not ours. When I try to micromanage spirit, that's when we get in trouble. That's when I get into trouble anyway. It's knowing, and knowing that I know. That faith moves mountains. We get the opportunity to be in a space and create our dreams. So, what is it that calls to you? How are you making a mark? What do you, and it might be your volunteer work, it could be your sacred service, it could be something that you've been thinking about. Know that what you do in the world matters. When you hold the door for someone, it matters. When you have eye contact, it matters. So when we put all of that into what we do every day, when we set that intention, knowing that it's a blessing to be able to work, you're physically well enough, mentally capable, you have these skills that no one else has. There is something about you that is different from everyone else. You're one of a kind. When you really know that and live in that space, amazing things happen. Yes, amazing things. Because you are the place where God shows up. So let spirit show up. And I want you to dream big. Hold fast to dreams. Langston Hughes said, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. How many people you know are distraught, are frustrated, same stuff, different day? How many people you know don't think they're going anywhere, doing anything? Why bother? To me, every moment of that is a waste. You have life within you. Divine is within you. Anything is possible. So dream, wonder, choose, set intention, and live with that intention. Doesn't matter how big it is, as long as you have steps to get there and you just take the next right step. You don't have to get there overnight. And realize that there is right here, because there is nothing other than spirit. Just doing the next right thing, one moment at a time. Amazing things. So on this Labor Day weekend, I invite you to take time to wonder, take time to dream, be in that place of knowing how important you are. You are one of a kind. You are the beloved of the beloved. Never forget the power in that and live from that. Create from that. Set your intention and celebrate. So I want to end with the message with our affirmation. And if you can say it with me, our affirmation for this week is, I honor the work I do and recognize how it benefits the world. Again, I honor the work I do and recognize how it benefits the world. So it's knowing we are looking for that vocation. We are in that place of knowing work doesn't mean hard. It's what we do. It's choosing, it's a calling, it's a living in a different way and allowing ourselves to be a part of it and celebrate it. So thank you for being here with us this week and celebrating this message with us, and knowing that this month, as we go through different aspects of work, that there is joy in it. It's the manner in which we live. So thank you. And know that we are here. If there's anything that you've heard, we are here because of people, just like you. We are growing because of you. The law of circulation says giving activates receiving. So I invite you to go to PayPal and paypal.me, and it's CSL Boston. Or you can use the email above. Or you can just use the little scan chart that's here. Whatever is easiest. But your sacred giving allows us to grow and to do more in the community as well. So thank you for that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And part of sharing ourselves is sharing our vision. We would love for you to be part of our vision. Every Monday, and even tomorrow, yes, it's a holiday, but we're there. Tomorrow at noon, it is our time for weekly visioning. It's 12 to 12:30. And if you're interested, there's the link, or you can reach out to me or on our website, and you can join us for our vision as we grow. Different ways to go into the community, different ways to bring forth Spirit's message. We are here on Media Network at 5 p.m. live. Just so you know, anywhere in the world, you can go to Media Network through Facebook or YouTube, and that is live. And we are going to be in person next week. So we are twice a month in person, but we are always virtual. So 52 weeks of the year, we are here with you with a message, but it's the second and fourth that we are in person. And we have our Thursday Sacred Circle at 7, starting October 6th. So can't wait for you to join us on that. It's going to be a time for sacred spiritual conversation and beloved community. So I am so grateful for you being here with us. You are a gift to the world. And I thank you for sharing your gifts with the world and with us. I'm going to go into our closing prayer. And I invite you to be in this space and just recognizing who and whose you are and how important all you do is. So let's just take a breath and be present in the presence. Recognizing that oneness, that there is only one. And knowing that that one spirit, that one love, that one light is right here and right now. Because there's nowhere spirit is not. Knowing that the beauty of the sun itself, the glistening of the moon and the ocean, all spirit, the beauty of a newborn baby and the infinite potential within, all spirit. Omniscient, omnipresent, and opulent, now and always, all that is, was, and ever will be. And knowing that includes me. I am the I am presence. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one listening right now, each one that listens in the future, which is the now. each one beyond my voice. Each one is that power. Each one is the gift and the gifter. And knowing that truth, I bless these gifts and I call them good. That each one recognizes the beauty of life itself, the power in the work and vocation, the power of wonder, the power of dreaming, and the power of action. That each one recognizes the divine call within, that each one lives in that state of loving kindness, showering it to the world, whatever the vocation may be. Knowing that how important the work each one does is, regardless of what it may seem. Knowing that it's not about the job, whether they're retired, whether they haven't even started, whatever it may be, the work is showing up as spirit, as love, and living a joyous life as a witness to show the world and shine that spirit within. So grateful to know each one is using their gifts effortlessly, and each one is rewarded as only the birthright of abundance would have. Celebrating the infinite good, showering, receiving right here, right now for each one, every good benefit of. So I cast that joy, that light, that abundance out to the world. And I wrap it around this beautiful planet, knowing that good and greater good, knowing that love makes all things possible, knowing that all is well right here and right now. So I set it free to the law to let it do what it does. I celebrate life itself, and filled with gratitude and joyful anticipation, I say amen and blessed be. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for celebrating. And yes, happy Labor Day weekend. We are wishing you from CSL Greater Boston a week of love, joy, and absolute celebrating every aspect of the wonder of you. So thank you for being here with us. Thank you for celebrating and sharing with us. And we have one more song, and I love the song and I appreciate it's actually sung by Mile High Choir, and it's Try Everything. Enjoy life, celebrate it, try everything. We'll see you next week.
I messed up tonight. I lost another fight. Lost to myself, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down. I keep on hitting the ground, but I always get up now to see what's next. Birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I can fail. I won't give up.